trial, which is June 27th, 2025. All right, so let's get straight into it. So this was the completion of the closing arguments in Sean Combs' trial. We already know what the charges are, so we won't go over that one more time. The day coincided with Christian Combs, aka King Combs, Peasant Combs, song Diddy Free with Ye, aka Kanye West, amplifying public attention. And the thing is with that is, you know what's so irony of that? Yeah, I haven't listened to it, and I won't listen to it. And I understand trying to speak things or sing things or rap things into existence. I understand it, but the reality is, based on these charges, do you really think it's gonna be free? And Sean Combs' son, Christian Combs, aka King Combs, aka Peasant Combs, he was the same one that basically said the feds raided the wrong property. And then look what happened. And the irony is you're hearing sirens. You know what I mean? Don't you find that alarming? I'm trying to think about it, yeah, logically, yeah. Why would you? I get it. You want to be supportive of your father. I get it. I get it. I don't want to be I don't want to be dismissive all the way. Because I get it. He wants to be supportive of his father, but it's like, if your father has done wrong, sometimes you just have to let your father be accountable for the things he's done. You understand? And I do think, I don't know, man. I'll just say this: every father should teach their son, every parent should teach their children to be accountable for their actions and know that if they've done something wrong, they also need to be accountable for their actions. Do you understand? Even if it's in the eyes of the law, they have to be 100% accountable. Understand? Just because you want them to free, there's so many people that say free this person, but no. Do you know why they're in jail? Nah, let them stay there. Let them stay there. No. There's some people that are there was one particular rapper here that I even say his name, but some people were saying free that person, yeah. And then when I've realized what he's been in jail for, don't free him. I don't care how talented he is. Don't free him. You ain't gonna tear up the streets like that again. You know what I mean? Especially when it pertains to, anyway, I won't get too deep, because if I say what I want to say, you will end up guessing who that person is. If you're from blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'd say that, so it's out of my mind, so I don't really want to mention it. Anyway, so day 33, again, like I said, there's closing arguments. And the defense closing arguments lasted around 3 hours. Agniflo discussing exhibit we already mentioned that. Hold up. Okay, yeah. So already mentioned that. So boom. Agniflo strategy on the Agniflo strategy concerns on is Mark Agniflo. I can never say his name. Mark Agniflo. His strategy again was all to do with the situation of consent. Yeah, that's all it really was. If I'm going to be honest with you, that's what it seemed like. It's just about consent. But where to consent? All right. So Mark Agniflo's closing was aggressive, alleging fake trial and targeting witnesses, but noted it struggled against the prosecution's evidence. Yeah, because like I said, the evidence matters. If you can prove, if you're a defense team and you can prove that your client is innocent, then you need to prove it with the facts. You need to show the evidence. And I get it. If you're showing text as evidence to say, oh, it's consent, but that's not the full story. That's not the beginning, middle, and end. That's probably just 3/4 of the way. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's at the beginning. Yeah, you have to tell the full story. This is why if you have followed the case from day one, the reason why it was done the way it was done is because they were telling a actual story from beginning to end. From you know what I mean? Like, you get it? So the thing is that one of the let me give you an example of one of the texts that they tried to use, right? The hotel nights from or the Blancos were concerned to cited text like, Cassie, I had a lot of fun with you, thank you. How was that evidence? That is evidence, right? But fair. That seems like evidence when you don't give the full context. All right. Anyway, I want to get back into where is it? So yeah, and even the whole the video as well, 2016, yeah, claiming it was about Sean Combs retrieving his phone, not a Blankoff. He noted Cassie Ventura holding bags and Suffolk with Sean Combs later holding a phone. And I remember this here when this video came out. I remember some people be like, "Ah, she stole something." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I literally was confused. I'm like, "What do you mean she stole something?" That don't look like she stole something. And even if she did steal something, you don't put your hands on a woman like that. It's different if it was a guy. I can understand that to a degree. All right, it'll be excessive, but I would understand it to a degree, right? But to a woman, especially someone you claim to love, nah, 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 nah. So anyway, so that's what he was trying to say, right? Um, so I already mentioned this one. So Agniflow on the RICO and targeting, he also said it's a fake trial, basically alleging it's a fake trial, claiming it stemmed from Cassie $20 million lawsuit from 2023, not crimes. He argued no witness confirmed the RICO enterprise, saying, "Are you kidding me?" Subranium issued 2 corrective instructions after Agniflow claimed the government targeted Sean Combs. And this is where the defense also went wrong. Why are you saying that? Even if you believe that, you can't be saying that. Like, you're moving like an amateur. Then he goes on to mention the domestic violence versus charges. Agniflow admitted Sean Combs' domestic violence. Yeah, citing Cassie's Instagram post calling it the issue, but argued it's not blank trafficking or racketeering. We own the domestic violence. Really? Now that's what you want to say? Anyway. And again, there was a money motive. So his tone and delivery was very animated and sometimes sarcastic, using phrases like Cassie's keeping it gangster. Like, he's moving like I won't lie to you, yeah. Mark Agniflow was moving like an amateur. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a solicitor, but I can tell he's moving like an amateur. All right. So the prosecution's rebuttal. This is very interesting, and this is what you got to pay attention to. Is the rebuttal. All right. Comey's rebuttal followed Agniflow's focusing on violence and coercion with no specific details due to timing. Right. The reputation for so Comey's reputation for sharp rebuttals, refuting consent, and highlighting Christina Coram's role in bribes and cover-ups. Right. Comey's rebuttal was fury and emotional. It focuses on violence. All right. So one of the key arguments is victim blaming. Right. So Comey opened up by accusing Agniflow of blaming victims and the government for Sean Combs' inexcusable behavior. Saying Sean Combs would in Sean Combs' world, no was never an option. All right. And other than that, They're going to say she refuted claims that Cassie and Jane wanted Blankoffs, describing them as dark hotel rooms, awake for days, covered in oil, often with UTI in heels with your pelvic area sore. Now, why would they want to consent to that? Think about it. All right. Violence and coercion. Comey emphasized that 2016 Cassie assault, noting Cassie's immobility and black eyes, gash on her head, countering Agniflo's phone narrative. She said Sean Combs took her phone to keep her from leaving. That's kidnapping, by the way. Staying in a hallway to hide an escort. For Jane, Comey cited June 2024 assault where Sean Combs beat her into a submission after she refused a Blankoff. Mind you, that's after the Cassie lawsuit, by the way. And with the escort, he refused a free call with an escort, Anton calling it the most clear-cut trafficking example. So the whole point is here, I need you to understand. Okay, also, let me get this all out of the way as well. Comey concluded for 20 years, the defendant got away with his crimes. That ends in this courtroom. Defendant is not a god. He is a person. And overwhelming evidence proves his guilt. Yeah, overwhelming evidence proves his guilt. So the whole point is, yeah, without going into a tangent, if there's evidence and it can be proven, it is what it is. This case is done and dusted. All that's gonna take is for the jurors to deliberate and want to deliberate based on the evidence. It's pretty clear cut what the answer is gonna be. Leave your answer in the comment section below. What do you think he'll be convicted of? Do you think he's going to be convicted of all charges, or do you think he's going to be clear of them? Or do you think it's going to be one or two that he'll be convicted of? Leave your answer in the comment section below, because I would like to know your opinion. All right? But other than that, that's me for today. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, man, it's scary times, man. It's scary times to see going through this thing. It's something that I don't really want to continue on. So the sooner they done with this case, the better. However, I know when 50 Cent releases his documentary or docu-series, then I'm gonna have to react to it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's not something that, you know what I mean? Because it's not entertainment. It's not entertainment. This is crimes that have allegedly taken place. There's victims, multiple victims, and obviously from 2004 to 2024 there's been multiple, but there's victims in the past, and he's got other lawsuits going on in the background. You understand? Like, he's got other lawsuits, by the way. And I think his son, well, I say his son, that's a one for dispute, but like, he's been named in another lawsuit. So when you put it into perspective, it's like sometimes it is what it is. It's a wrap. Like, it's done. It's done. And this doesn't affect hip hop culture. It doesn't affect the entertainment or politicians. Nah, this just affects Diddy and the victims, right? The victims will initially get their justice, and Diddy will end up where he's supposed to end up. You know what I mean? But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Like, follow, subscribe, all that. Yeah.